What do you say people who are vehemently deny even God's existence? Because that's a very important first step. It's because
Like if they're saved or not, or they go into heaven, or
if God exists, if heaven exists, if hell exists, if completely detached from religion, those sorts of people.
okay,
Because it's one thing to I think God might exist, but I disagree with hell or whatever, or if they have any sorts of those ideas. But for a lot of people, it's like, I don't know. I think we just kind of die.
oh yeah, what do I think? I think about that concept.
Yeah. How do you approach that?
How do I approach them?
Yeah.
So oh gee, I want to like ask like, so part of the thing, like I like this sign a lot. I like it a lot because it's not me attacking other beliefs. Like I'm not just saying, Chris, you're wrong. Let me attack your beliefs. But I invite people to come. Hey, I think this is true. Come attack mine. It just it just depends person to person. It's a big topic, but I just would kind of like try to like apologetics is a word is something I'm really passionate about, showing evidence for Christianity being true. And I guess
theology class I ever took.
Oh yeah,
apologetics.
It's super cool, and my mind has been blown when I actually look into the evidence for Christianity. And like I like there's like here's something cool. 6 miracle, like I'm trying to talk about like 6 miracles that atheists believe in. Like now they'd say, I don't believe in miracles, but I think there's things that atheism can't explain that most atheists believe in. Like a few of them is like morality coming from matter. Like you just say like atoms bounce off each other, and now these atoms like deform these atoms in a way called murder.
I've
like
heard
how
of
does that?
One, that one's an interesting argument.
Like existence from non-existence. That's one. Logic from non-logic. You're telling me like these just atoms like bouncing off each other can like do math with each other? Or there's beauty. Like how does beauty? How do these things that seem to transcend reality, like morality or beauty or love, that transcend science? Like it seems like something above it that points to something higher.
Yep.
These are interesting concepts to me that convinced me. Or like science. I graduated here with a physics degree. Science I'm really passionate about, like the fine tuning of the universe. It seems highly fine tuned for life to even possibly exist. So it just depends person to person. How do I approach that? I'm rambling off and just things I'm passionate about, but
no, 100%. I'm like reviewing in my head from like that class that I took.
Yeah.
It was like, I think it was senior year. Trying to remember because we were tested over all the different arguments, like Kalam, efficient causality, morality.
Oh geez, okay, you know
experience.
a few things. You can say Kalam, efficient causality. I mean, you know some things. So.
Yeah.
What was I saying? Yeah, but so what do I don't know. I guess it's hard to say. I feel like I need to be honed in. Did you mean something else by that question?
No, I mean I think you can kind of touch on it.
Okay. Yeah, I just think there's what I think about it. I think if Christianity is true, there's consequences for our sins. We all do evil. We I want to see the first part. Like a lot of people think, even Christians think, oh, I'm a Christian, that means I'm a good person. Actually, if you believe what the Bible says you deserve
people.
You deserve hell. Like Jesus himself, like there's several places in the Bible, but even when Jesus is speaking, he says, you who are evil, like just flat out, just normal people he says this to. So if you believe that'll humble you really quick, and there's consequences. So if Christianity, here's why I'm desperate to come out and do this, is because if it's true, it actually matters. Like some guy came earlier who's come a few times to my booth. He said if God is real, it doesn't really affect me either way.
Pascal's wager.
Maybe we'll see where it goes. He said if God's real, it actually doesn't affect me. And I was like, wait, that's not true. And never mind. You can respond with Pascal's wager. Like, why does that exist? Like, why is there a wager? Because there actually is consequences. If God's real, it 100% matters. It matters if we follow him or not. And now it gets into a load of debates. Like, okay, why is God not obvious? Or why does he seem hidden in some cases? Why like me as there's people who walk up and say, why me as an honest, like I'm honestly trying to find God. If he was real, I would follow him. Why do I not believe yet? Like these are all these questions, but that could pop up from that. But there's my thoughts on it. There we go.
So I don't know how universal this is. I'm I'm pretty sure it is. But one thing that I vividly remember from one of my theology classes, my teacher, she was
Okay.
talking about a teaching from the Catholic Church. It's not too often brought up, but
What's up?
Oh, it is true.
You think it's true? I think it's true too.
It is true.
I just knew I just had a hand warmer here somewhere I also give you, but I don't know where it went. I gotta buy more. Oh well. What were you saying with this school?
yeah. So my teacher, she was talking about a teaching from the Catholic Church, and the specific one was that God only allows things to happen that can result in a greater good.
I found it. Let me just say, hey, here's a hand worker. I know I get cold from here. And to make sure this is still good. I keep just cutting you off, but
No, you're good, man.
okay, cool. I'm done now. I just wanted to find that since I found it. You even get to walk around. I know you're cold.
But and the very next thing she said was, ask me about that, because like that's a difficult one. God only allows things to happen that can result in a greater good. I'm sure you can think of a million other things that, they're pretty bad things. Of
Okay.
course, Holocaust getting brought
Yeah.
up, and stuff, that was the very first thing. She goes, and what I thought was interesting was when she responded to that, she said that, obviously the Holocaust is not something that you can justify in 5 minutes sitting in a classroom.
Jeez.
Like,
Oh man, I get these TikTok comments on TikTok that just say like they bring up like a billion like hard things and like where I just say like because I've been trying to do videos with TikTok comments like let's do a video together because I cannot respond to this super deep topic in just a TikTok comment.
yeah.
And it just can't 5 minutes is not I just resonate with that.
But what was kind of hopeful that she said after, though, was that, there are some things that you can point to, like, saints created in despite of that tragedy, like Maximilian Kolbe, if you're familiar with him.
No, I'm not.
He is he ended up being canonized as a saint. He lived during the Holocaust, and his story is really fascinating. I don't remember a whole lot about the early life or how he came to be there, but or what his miracle was. I'm really a really bad Catholic right now, but
That sounds like there's a lot of literature.
there's a lot of literature, a lot of
know.
saints, and but what he did that was really interesting was they had they were all in this building, and they were selecting somebody to die because I believe it was another prisoner had escaped from the camp. And so they were like, okay, well, one has escaped, so now we're going to pick somebody else to die. And so they're like picking at random, and they pick out of the line after they had like lined everybody up, and they say, okay, this guy, and obviously, he's going to start begging. He begs for his life, and he's, I have a wife and kids at home. And Maximilian Kolbe, he offers to take his place, and so interestingly enough,
Volunteers as tribute.
he volunteers as tribute. And so the officer actually allowed it, and he was locked in a starvation room where it was literally just a room, and they do not check on you. They come back in 2 weeks after you starve to death, and they had several other people in there. And during that time, I believe that's actually... No, I remember what his miracle was now, because this was the weirdest part, was he's locked in the starvation room with like a few other people, let's say 5 or whatever, however many people, like probably like less than 10. And slowly they start dying, but he's trying to comfort everybody. He's hearing confessions because he was a priest, and bringing people closer to God in their final moments. They understand that they're going to die. And so at the end of this 2 weeks, he's the only one left. Everybody else has died. And so the Germans, they come back and check on him, and they're like, why is this guy still alive?
Okay.
And so, they're going to kill him via like lethal injection. They're going to inject him. But even that, he lived for like way, way longer than he was supposed to.
Okay.
He had to be the last person. And if you want to look at it specifically from the Christian angle, because he was still there for a purpose, he still had work to do, he still had confessions to hear.
That's interesting. I'd be curious to look into that. Hopefully I can remember. What's his name?
Maximilian Kolbe.
Maximilian Kolbe. Okay, future editing Justin. Look this up right now. Just stop editing. At least a quick Wikipedia. Okay.
And I fear that I got a few details wrong.
Maybe
but-
and if anyone's listening, maybe some details are wrong. Maybe it was like, who knows? So just cut some slack. Okay, there we go. We're cool now. We can say whatever we want.
Yeah, that's the free pass. But yeah, so back to my teacher, I thought that was really interesting, you know, pointing to stories like that. Of course, you know, she didn't go the whole story in detail, but the point was that we're not supposed to know God's entire plan. That it's not meant for us to see the world in the exact same way that he does while we're still here on earth. Otherwise, we would, you know? And, you know, we can't see these things now, but on the day of final judgment, hopefully those things become a little bit clearer to us, that there is that greater good becomes revealed to us. And that would be a very beautiful thing.
Yeah, right. That's quite the question. And yeah, I hope so. But at the same time, that's the big question. Like, the problem of evil is a big, like another description of the description of this. Like Hitler is a big deal. Like, how does God allow, like, here's one thing. Here's one way, like, there's still a lot of questions about how I immediately get, like, satisfying, like, I can be a Christian with knowing this, is people ask this question, is, like, why does bad things happen to good people? And, like we talked earlier, actually, I think that doesn't exist. No, bad things never happen. There's only been one good person. That was Jesus. Everyone else, bad things happen to bad people. The Bible says we're not good people. Now it uses human language too. Like it says, oh, that person, like Nathaniel in the Bible, Jesus refers to him as a man without deceit, and like just general terms, like, oh, that person's genuinely good. But when you go to the bones of it, like no one's good. So that's one thing. Bad things happen to bad people. There's no one good, not even one, right? And for the rest, like there's like theodicies. Ever heard that term before?
I have not.
Oh, it's a fancy term that I had to Google a million times to remember. But which is just like an explanation to why God allows evil. I think it's specifically referring to the problem of evil. Like, okay, here's a theodicy or an explanation to why God can still be just. Explanation to why God still be just despite this. Like there's like soul building. Like this term, like if you imagine, like metaphorically speaking, people experience pain when working out, and they experience suffering for a bit, so that they can get this greater good. This pain, they go suffering this greater good of getting stronger, or throwing farther or being faster. And people put themselves through actual pain. Like it hurts. Like push-ups can hurt and it sucks. And it's suffering. Maybe not to the biggest degree. There's another, like, okay, it builds our soul. It's good for us. And like, I think there's a good chance, like, there's a certain perspective, or we wouldn't be able to love or appreciate things to like this highest ultimate level if we don't experience suffering here on earth. There's one explanation. There's another one of like, which is intriguing. I highly recommend, if this is intriguing at all to you guys, taking a class with Dan Demetrio, or Demetrio. I don't know how you say his last name, but Dan. Some people call him Dirty Dan, which they're trying to make fun of him there. Ever heard of that? What's up?
I just want to say that I think pushing Christianity in a way like this, where it's just this is true, is kind of disrespectful given the history of campus.
Okay.
I think that it should be taken up in a different manner. I think it's fine that you're a Christian, and I think that like belief is fine, but I think coming up and just saying this is true, full stop, is just disrespectful. I'm not here to debate. I just want to say my thing and leave.
Okay.
I hope you guys have a wonderful
Well,
day.
can I at least just say this? That I appreciate you coming up, and I sympathize with what you said, because I see how a lot of people read it. But just to tell you, like, my intent, like, I kind of do have this way, because I want to be respectful to people, and I think we can disagree.
I understand. I think you just need to change the wording and the way you approach it.
Perhaps. Okay. Well, have a good day. Okay. God bless you. I, yeah. Oh well, I just want to. Ah, dang it. If no one can talk, we can't talk about it. That's kind of the problem. I think why I want to have this is because like I think we should be able to disagree. We can disagree with each other because like probably that person or a lot of people. Like, if you're not a Christian, you don't think it's true. I mean, that's not a graceful phrase, but we can disagree with each other and still love each other and still respect each other. And maybe yeah. So it's worth talking about it. If we don't, we stop talking. That's where division goes, and it's a bummer that that person left. Whatever.
Yeah.
Where were we? Oh yeah, there's like I was talking about Dan. Dan's great. I highly recommend his class of philosophy of religion. He is awesome. He's not even Christian, but he will. If most of the class is atheist, like in my case, most of the class were atheists and not Christian. Therefore, he wanted to challenge most of the class. Even though he's an atheist, he took the Christian perspective on everything. He just wants to grow people. Super interesting. But one of my favorite analogies that he brought up, like for a defense of Christianity or theodicy, is like this idea of like if you picture this couple, okay, they have an okay, like a good marriage. Let's say it's a good marriage, okay. It don't even, but then like let's say the husband, he gets cancer for 5 years, and it's tough. It's really tough. They go through so much struggle. Both the husband, obviously, because he's in pain, he has freaking cancer, right? And then the wife, because she, emotionally and is just like staying up late to take care of him. But then after, picture this. Like we can both all see this. Like, okay, let's say he gets cured, and then heaven for Christians, like, oh, we get cured, and then afterwards they actually experience a way deeper love for each other than they ever could if the suffering didn't come through cancer. And there's this possible, like we can all see how that situation can be true. So there's another potential, like this life on earth is like maybe is the cancer that we need in order to have like such a, I don't know, this greater good of like deeper love, this perspective. Yeah, so there's some theodicies to that, which actually most of these I've learned from Dan's class. I think he's great. He's my favorite professor. So I've had some good professors, yeah. I don't know, you have thoughts there? Or you've heard of those before? Or?
I have not heard theodicies before, but I have heard that argument before.
Okay, sure. Are those satisfying to you or no? Or what do you think?
I think...
Like, do those, yeah, I mean, for me, they are satisfying, but again, I don't like just saying, here's an answer to the question. I like to find ones like, okay, I don't want to just find an answer and call it good. I want to find one that actually seems true. Actually, like, okay, maybe I still struggle with it, but that works for me.
I think as an answer, it's I wouldn't call it satisfying, but I would say it's acceptable.
Okay.
Because it'll always be unsatisfactory to not be able to see God's whole plan.
Oh, sure. Okay.
The Holocaust still exists, and I still don't see the justification for it.
Yeah. One time
You have to trust that there is, like see through faith, but
sure.
so that's not really that satisfactory, but it's acceptable, is the way I kind of see it.
Okay, sure. Okay, I think it's possible we're using different words to express the same feeling.
Yeah.
Possible. Though I think I don't know. Also, one thing I'll say is like there's a lot of atheists who will like dog on Christianity for like Christianity has brought so much pain and suffering in the world. But look at atheism. Look at World War II. Look at Soviet Russia. Like Soviet Russia was atheists. I can't speak for sure for Hitler, but I think Hitler was. And just like atheism has caused a lot of too. I mean, both sides. That's something I wanted to say, but I've heard that before. Actually, yeah.
That one's the one where it's like, I don't know. I can think of a whole lot more wars caused by any religion, though, because I think we'll skip past that for a second. But for like Catholics, their view of other religions, and I'm sure you seem to know a good amount about Catholicism, but the Catholic view of other religions, I can't remember who wrote it, but there was an encyclical written not incredibly long ago that touched on it a lot and just talked about finding different aspects of truth in other religions, like for example the golden rule. treat others how you want to be treated. Very simple, and pretty much every single religion emphasizes it.
And I don't know this for a fact, but I want to, with a grain of salt, but with that said, I'm pretty sure that came from Christianity. Other religions got it from Christianity. But it could be wrong. Could be wrong. I don't know it for sure, but I'll say with a grain of salt.
I wouldn't say that it's fair to say that it's from Christianity, because if you believe in Christianity, I would say that just comes with human nature.
I shouldn't even talk about it because I'm not educated enough. But I think it's possible the golden rule hasn't popped up in other religions until Christianity. I think Christianity was the first one to explicitly say it. But again, I don't know for sure enough. So.
I think Zoroastrianism predates Christianity.
Oh, it does?
Zoroastrianism?
It definitely does, yeah.
Predates Christianity on the golden rule?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like-
I was
it's
gonna
the-
say.
It's the
Okay, you've heard this
all monotheistic religions.
Okay,
The first one. And
interesting. This is really intriguing to me. Can you say it into the mic so I can edit or me in the future can
Yeah,
look it
we'll come over here. Zoroastrianism.
up? Zoroastrianism.
Zoroastrianism predates
Astrianism.
Zoroastrianism predates Christianity and the Golden Rule. It's the first monotheistic religion that kind of guided the outlines for the other religions afterwards.
Now, so I guess perhaps wrong there. So,
Yeah, no,
yeah, that's interesting. I have to look that up.
I think if you accept like arguments like the argument for morality, for God's existence, that morality is like baked into human nature, that it couldn't really possibly come like from a religion as much as it just comes from existence.
Oh, you think so?
That's
I think,
that's what I was trying to say.
Oh, that's what you think?
Yeah.
Okay. Why? Yeah, explain why. This is interesting.
Well, okay, so the argument for morality, for anybody that doesn't know, is, and I'm probably going to get some details, so you might want to help me out on this.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
But the argument for morality states that morality seems to exist. You know, we can see a child dying and a mother crying over their lost child, and we can say, this is sad, this is wrong, this should not exist. And we have to get that from somewhere. And that the Christian worldview exists, that we get our morality from God. And the atheist worldview exists, that we shouldn't really have any morality, that we should only really exist for survival based on evolution, exist. And it is a choosing of the Christian worldview as an argument for God's existence. You think I pretty much got
Yeah,
that?
I think so. And I could go into why I think there's evidence. Yeah. So now, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on it? Yeah, I think you explained it, summed up pretty good.
The only thing that trips me up about the argument for morality is that, like, I don't know that, like, the atheist worldview is entirely, like, impassable for, like, a logical explanation for
Okay.
morality,
Sure.
because morality, like, where it comes from is the whole crux of the entire argument. And so, like, you know, there are like plenty of like pack animals out there. I mean, they don't have the same kinds of like morality, but generally do good things to other people, and then you're trusting that they'll come back and do something good for you too, as well as, like, it's also, you know, kind of a survival thing as well that you can for sure develop, that an atheist say that we did develop
Sure.
for
Okay.
survival.
Yeah. Now that's a really intriguing argument, and it tripped me up. It tripped me up for a while. Now here's why I think the argument for morality is convincing to me. And also, again, I'll say, like, it doesn't have to be convincing to Christians. Like, I know several Christians that it's not that convincing to them, which is fine. And I think you can be a Christian without thinking that's a convincing argument. Like, I had a debate with a buddy over whatever. Not important. But here's what I'll say. Here's why I think it is convincing. Because I think generally, and I think the vast majority of humans, the type of morality that we believe in cannot be explained by naturalism. And there's evidence, and can't be explained by atheistic worldview or naturalistic worldview, meaning to specify, just from atoms. Like, there's no supernatural, like just naturalism. So the type we believe in it seems to transcend reality or transcend just scientific processes or just natural processes. And here's why. Because I think most people believe in objective morality. Like, I like to ask people, and not everyone, and I've met a few who truly don't, though I think even most people who claim they don't actually do. So here's a question I'll ask you. Do you believe if Hitler won the war, okay, and he convinced, no, you think what, first, we'll ask this. Do you think what Hitler did was evil?
I think what Hitler did was evil.
Okay. I've met people who don't. I've met people who say, I don't know about that. Like, I'm trying to break common ground. This is supposed to be like 100%. Oh, dang it. Or that's something I didn't do. I didn't turn off my headphones. And maybe that just interferes, but whatever. Hopefully it works still. But I've met people who said that that wasn't a common ground. Whatever. Okay, so here we go. You think it's evil. Now, here's the question. Do you think if Hitler won the war and he brainwashed everyone on Earth, do you believe if he brainwashed everyone on Earth to believe what he did was good? Like, oh, everyone was tricked and thinks it's good now. What he did was good. Do you think that it was evil still? Do you think in that case would it be evil?
Like,
He did the same things. He just convinced everyone that it was good. Would it still be good? If everyone on the planet thought what he did was good, would it still
everyone-
be evil?
I'm not really quite understanding where you're going. Like, if everyone thought if they
Like-
think it's good, then they think it's good.
Yeah, okay, but is it good? Like, I'm trying to get at, do you think morality is objective or is morality subjective?
I do
Like-
believe in objective morality.
Okay. And now most people believe in that. Now, if you believe in that, now people try to like have explained to me, okay, we can get our morality from evolution. And it's debatable whether it's a realistic process that can happen. But now I think the evidence, I don't have to argue the process of evolution. I think I just have to argue to a result. Okay, let's say it came from evolution. There's we can trace out like why humans act the way they do. Now, here's the question I'd ask: why follow what evolution? Now, I can see evolution has trained us to act together because it's best for our survival. Now, why should I follow that if hurting someone, like if I kill someone and I don't get caught, if I kill someone, take all their money, and it benefits me, most people would still say, oh, that's wrong, you shouldn't do it. I was like, why shouldn't I if I know I can't get caught? And then, okay, it was like, because of evolution. Wait, why do I have to follow what evolution says? Evolution has no bounds on me. Oh, because, okay, then they'll say this. Oh, because it's good for society. What's up? What?
I said, don't want to change your mind yet?
No, I'm
I'm just kidding.
you sure?
I believe in
You Christian? You believe in it?
Yeah, so
Cool. I'm Justin.
Nice to meet you, Justin.
What's your name?
I'm Jews.
Juice?
Yeah, like actually Jews.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like not like sorry, like not Jews. Like
No.
I knew you didn't say that. I think it's just funny.
No, no,
I'll just tell my wife like, oh, can you Leah, can you please give me some orange juice?
Yeah.
I just say that for fun. But
Orange juice.
Yeah.
Nice
sorry.
to meet you.
Yeah, cool. Good to meet you. It's
Oh,
a
like,
pleasure meeting.
Huh?
What?
Oh, I thought you said something. Sorry.
Oh no, yeah, I just say it's a pleasure meeting as a fellow Christian. I mean, it means like deeply if you believe like Jesus was God on the earth.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Cool. Do you know about InterVarsity?
Oh yeah. I transferred here last year, and I was it was twins to shorter lady.
Oh yeah. Noel and Bailey.
Yeah, they introduced me to it in another way. Rocky, she told me about it, so I never went just because I'm like in my own bubble. Kinda,
Okay, yeah.
But I want to see them on the yard a few times.
Okay.
I stopped in Imholt. They did an event in Imholt on Wednesdays, I think.
Oh yeah, they do it every Wednesday. Yeah. I'm speaking tonight.
Tonight.
Yeah, I speak.
Same time in there, 7.
Yeah,
7, right?
yeah, 7:00. Right? Yeah.
Yeah. I'll try to stop by if we don't have basketball or anything.
Oh sure. Okay. Hey, good meeting you. Juice.
Juice and
Justin.
Justin, Will, and
Grady
Justin Brady.
with a G. Grady.
Grady.
And
Nice.
forget my name. Don't feel bad. It's hard.
It'll be on the screen for me when you get in there.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I guess I will. Cool.
You guys
See-
do the rest of your day.
Yeah, you too. Yeah, that's fun. What was I saying? And also, I get to use this to advertise university and try to get Christians connected with Christians. So that's also a really cool part. Yeah, I was saying, okay, they'll ask me, I know, we just got cut off, but they'll say like, okay, why should you marry someone? Because, it's not good for society. Okay. Why should I care? Like, why is it not being good for society good? And then I think that's the killer question. Like, you're just like, what do you mean it's good? Like, where does atoms bouncing off of each other, like at a fundamental level, where do you get that being good? Like, we're just different atoms just moving about. Why is that good? And I think there's no reason to actually follow morality, though we all believe we should. It seems like the evidence is that the reason is something that transcends our reality, something above that's above us that kind of dictates it. It's just written in the laws of something, not the nature, but just I don't know. It's just ingrained in the universe that it's wrong. And I think that cannot be explained. What do you think of that? Did you follow? There's a lot.
I think I follow what you're saying.
Or do you see a flaw in the logic? Please show. Yeah.
I can't say I'm 100% on board because it is a lot.
It is a lot.
But
Yeah, it's
I
a lot
think
to process.
you got me enough to where I don't think I could come up with a devil's advocate response to
Okay.
it.
Oh, really?
I think that's like,
It's intriguing.
yeah, no, that's a takeaway that I'm gonna have to think about more.
And yeah, I could do more thinking myself, but that was really intriguing to me because I was like kind of like stuck in a rut. Like, how do you talk to an atheist who just pulls the evolution card? And then I was listening to this one podcast, random guy, by a guy named Greg Koukl. I've never even heard of this guy. I read a book by him, which was awesome. But he just brought this up. I was like, this sounds like a rock solid case. That's absolutely true. Now, where it falls apart, there are people who actually believe it's subjective. Most people don't. Okay,
Yeah,
this is why it's
meets
effective.
the
Most people
baseline.
believe in an objective reality. Things are actually wrong and evil. Like, but I talked to this one guy. One of my last YouTube videos was of a guy, an agnostic, who we didn't waste an hour talking about it because it was still beneficial. But it probably would have been better if I realized moved on. Oh wait, I asked him the Hitler question. He thinks, okay, if they all believed it, I guess it would be good because I think it's subjective. And most people, even people who say they believe in subjective morality, they usually will still hide their objective morality. You can kind of reveal it through the Hitler question, which is why I don't just ask, what do you believe? I ask these questions to see what they believe. But yeah, it's intriguing. So worth looking into.
Yeah.
Or talking to atheist friends who disagree. Like, that's why I want to talk to atheists or people who disagree with me to challenge my beliefs and make me think about them deeper. And maybe I'll talk to someone else, mention this, and they'll mention something that'll make me think. And then it's a good way to seek truth. But yeah.
But yeah, the arguments for God's existence, I think, were probably the absolute favorite thing to learn about.
Me too.
Some of them, low key, ain't understand them even by the time I got done with them. But like, like the Kalam argument, and I remember our teacher was trying to. Most of the people in my class didn't get any of them, to be quite frank. Like,
Okay.
But very, very easy grader, very easy class. So people waded through the waters anyways. But
Okay.
like things with like the Kalam argument, or getting examples shown, and the teacher starts talking about that like infinite hotel example. It's also used in mathematics. I
Okay.
believe.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, you know the one I'm talking about.
Mhm.
I don't remember what it's called, but
Me neither.
yeah,
Oh, it's trying to. I bet you're trying to build from the argument from contingency. Like, okay,
yeah.
can you have something infinite recession, perhaps?
Yep, that's the one. I do think that's the one. But it was really interesting. I could not learn enough about it.
Yeah, this is the stuff I'm most passionate about. Is these arguments. I mean, like we're right on my alley. The things I'm most passionate about.
Yeah, apologetics was absolutely the most interesting things. I mean, some people are like super into, for Catholics, like, the saints, and, they're pretty interesting to me, but
Sure.
it's like stories of martyrdom. But apologetics has always been what I've been super intrigued to learn about. And that's something that anybody can learn about. Like, even if you're an atheist, it's relevant to literally everybody.
Yeah,
if I'm an atheist, I really don't care what some guy martyrs himself for, 50 million miles away from me. Like, I could really care less. But apologetics is relevant to everybody.
Yeah, and like, okay, like it just says like, okay, it goes from this realm of like, oh, just believing what you want to believe to wait, they're saying there's truth and there's evidence for this being true. Wait, if God is real, like that's all I needed. Like I remember when I became a Christian when I was 14. Before that, I was going to my church, like church's youth group, and I thought it was neat. I mostly went because there's football. I could play football and stuff and play games. And okay, fine, I'd have to listen to the pastor speak for a bit and read the Bible some, but whatever. We played a lot of games afterwards. It was worth it enough for me to go. But then when I actually like decided to start following Jesus, it seemed like there's a spiritual flip in me, like something not just intellectual, but I thought, oh wait, I think God is actually real. If I think God is real, that changes everything. Like I remember the first time me opened the Bible, thinking, no, this isn't just written by men 2,000 years ago. Maybe this is real, maybe it's not. No, God basically wrote this book, or effectively wrote this book. And it's just mind-blowing when you actually believe it's true and believe there's evidence for it. Like I didn't know there's evidence for it. I just thought I saw God working in my own life enough for me to believe it. But then in college, I started diving into, wait, there's actually evidence for this being true? Holy frick, that's so cool. So it's like, that's what intrigued me to go into it. I don't know if you have a similar sentiment or not, or why is it intriguing to you?
I think it's just because it kind of came to me and I'm not gonna say I'm fully away from it, but at a point where I'm like really on the fence about faith. So
Okay.
So it didn't end up pulling me one way or the other, but it definitely stopped me from drifting away from it. I'm still
Yeah, nice.
not close enough or far enough. I'm not on one side of the fence or the other, I feel like. And that's unsatisfying, but if it wasn't for those classes and it wasn't for learning about apologetics, I would definitely be far
Okay.
on
Wow.
the away side of the fence.
Seems like quite possibly God brought that into your life at just the right moment, just to keep you there.
Perhaps.
And yeah. I think you said this. I'm not sure if this was Zach, but like really hope. No, it was you. At the end of the existence, that God I really, not only just shows us why certain things, what's the greater good that came from certain aspects, but also I'm just really curious to see if He will show us what specific things He did in our life, that I don't know, just keep us on the right track that we didn't had any clue about. Like some reason I didn't. Yeah, I don't know.
That actually is a concept in Catholicism. There's
Oh, really?
Yeah, so there's two different kinds of judgment that you'll receive. You'll receive individual judgment,
Okay.
where will you go? And then, but you'll also get the final day of judgment at the end of time, where the idea is that it will be revealed to us, God's plan, and that anything that you've ever done that had any positive or negative impact on anybody's life at any time will be revealed to you. And so you'll see the full butterfly effect chain of you kick this pebble and then somebody cured cancer.
Okay, huh? I mean, that'd be kind of neat. That'd be super neat. I'm totally for that. I think a lot of most of the Christians just generally believe that, but I hope it's true. I mean, that'd be really neat. I think all Christians hope, at the minimum, all Christians hope that if they don't think it's true. I just hope it at least, because I don't know for sure if it is. But I'm curious to transition to Catholicism. I mean, this is a good segue. Unless you had more to say on or you wanted to dive into a specific topic.
No, I don't really have anything coming to my mind right now.
Okay. I'm curious to dive into the validity of Catholicism a little bit. And I don't know if I'm going to split this.
Actually, what do you think about Marian dogma?
Oh, that's a big one. That's
a
the
big
main.
one.
That's
the
the main
big
thing.
one.
I gotta decide if later. I don't have to decide this now. If I'm going to split this into 2 videos, probably. Yeah, I probably will. Okay, the Marian dogma.
Marian dogma.
I mean, geez.